Good morning, Hope. Happy to see you guys today. Stand to your feet with us. We're going to sing some songs and celebrate. Let's worship Jesus today. Yeah. Come on, clap your hands with us. Let's go. And bone, I was made for something more. Come on, you are God, you're the great I am. Hey, life I breathe you in, even in the fire, I'm alive in you. You are strong in my brokenness, sovereign over everything, even. You know how it feels. We're going to sing together. It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives within me. Christ who lives within me. From beginning to the end, you deserve the glory. You deserve the glory. You sing that. Come on. Christ who lives within me, Christ who lives within me, from beginning to the end, from beginning to the end. You deserve, you deserve, you deserve, you deserve. Come on, you are God, you are God, you're the great I am. Even in the celebrating Jesus, how good he is. how much he loves us, how he's always there for us. I don't know about you, but for me, this song means so much. I connect with him, how much he loves us. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. Leaves the 99, singers I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never reckless love of God. Hey! Have that moment with him. Celebrate how he knows you, how he loves you, how he cares. We sing. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. And you have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. Hey! Sing, oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. Say, I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, and still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. His love, His love, His love. It's so good, it's so good. We sing, come on. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. You say that? Yeah. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. I want to hear you sing, come on. There's no shadow you won't light down, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear. Come on, sing like your spirit. Sing like you mean it. Come on. Hey! There's no wall you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. One more time. Hey! There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming peace is right where we are, right? Just celebrate Jesus. Can't go back to the beginning. Can't control what tomorrow will bring. But I know here in the middle is the place where you promised to be. I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? 'Cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here again? And as I walk now through the valley, let your love rise above every fear, like the sun shaping the shadow. In my weakness, your glory appears. I need you to sing this from your gut today, from your heart. Sing it. I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here today? Invite his presence into this place. 'Cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here today? Come on, sing that again. Sing that again. Oh Lord, I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? 'Cause all I want, 'cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here again? Invite his spirit into this space. Sing us out. So not for a minute not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? 'Cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here again? Make that your prayer today. Sing that with us. I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? Lord, all we want, 'cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here again? Meet us here, Lord. Have a moment with Jesus. Invite him into this place. He inhabits our worship. We love you, Lord. Just hang out in His presence. Ah, man, that's so sweet. All right, we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Take that with you and invite it to someone else and say, hi, good morning. Just want to give you this love, give you this presence. Let's just be in His presence. All right, put 2 minutes on the clock, and we'll keep on going. Thanks for worshiping with us.
All right. Well, good morning, Hope. We are so glad that you're here this morning. Real quick, if you are in 5th through 8th grade, you are excused right now to head to the back with Miss Maddie. She has some amazing things in store for you today. So 5th through 8th graders, you are dismissed. Head in the back. She's waving her hand right now, and you're going to have a good time with her. If this is your first time today, we always want to invite you to head out to the patio. Out there, you'll find the information table, and we have a very special gift that we want to put in your hands. And that's also a great place to find out more information about the Heart of Hope Church. Another great place to find out more information about what makes this place tick is the bulletin. So hopefully someone passed you an amazing little bulletin like this when you first walked in the room. And again, in there you'll find out our mission statement of this church and also organizations that we partner with. So those 3 organizations are affiliated with 3 bins. Again, as you leave here today, there is a connection card inside this bulletin. And we always invite you to fill out as much information as you're comfortable giving us. And and then choose one of the bins out in the back, and you can read about the organizations in here that speaks to your heart. And Hope is going to donate $1 directly to those organizations, which I always say $1 does not sound like much, right, in itself. But over the course of weeks and months and years, that adds up to thousands that we can directly impact the community and the world. So that we always invite you to do that. The other thing that's on that bulletin and in the connection card is a prayer request form on the back of that. So again, feel free just to fill out your name, give us a prayer request. There are real prayer warriors here at Hope that want to pray over those requests, pray over your heart, things that are going on in your lives, genuinely care and love on you here at Hope. Something we're doing all summer long is a drive for school supplies. Did anybody go on Nextdoor recently and see the teacher that was looking for a desk? That blew my mind. He was like, hey, I don't have a desk. Does anybody have one that I could probably have? And it's like, you don't even have a desk. So the amount of school supplies and things like a desk are not provided for our teachers is insane, right? So we want to do our part and contribute to the cause that allows these teachers to have the resources they need to educate our kids and put them out in the world. They are the future. They really are. I don't even have kids, but I'm all about contributing to kids because they are the future. They're going to take care of me one day. I don't have anybody to take care of me. So I'm counting on your kids to take care of me. So we're doing a school drive all summer long. There is a QR code. If you would just like to give to that organization, to our cause here, feel free just to do that. If you're out and about, pick up some extra school supplies on your way this week and bring them in every Sunday. We're going to do that all summer long. Well, today we have another incredible guest teacher with us. Jen Oakes is from Mission Ventura. And yes, and Mission Ventura holds a special place in my heart. So Jen, her husband TD, and a few other couples planted Mission Ventura Church in 2011. And my husband Jason and I jumped in there pretty much right away when they were first kicking off. And Mission Ventura, I found Mission Ventura when I was really in a bad place in my life. And I could have kept going down, but God put Mission Ventura right there in front of my path. And because of Jen and her husband, TD, and the other amazing pastors that are there, I'm a firm believer that I would have had a very different life had God not have picked me up in that moment. I kept him on the doorstep, always, right? He was on my doormat. Door was open, but I never really let him in to my heart and to my house. And so would you please welcome Jen to the stage right now. She's going to give us an incredible message that I hope speaks to your heart as well. Welcome.
I'm just going to keep trying. Hello? Am I there? Okay, awesome. Good. Yes. Anyways, you missed everything I said, but basically I just said hi. I'm so glad to be here with you today. I am so grateful for even just what Aaron said, for that worship time with Jared. Gosh, that really blessed my soul. I'm so excited to get to just come and see Hope and see this church. I've been hearing about it for a long time. I'm friends with Sean and Jayla. Actually go way back with Sean and Jayla, to early 20s back. We were at the same church together, kind of grew up in ministry together, so I have a ton of dirt on Sean, if you want it. I won't give it to you, though, because he also has a ton of dirt on me, so I can't share it with you. But I love those guys. I love Jayla, too. She's a dear friend. They are the real deal, so authentic, so real. Sean is one of my favorite worship leaders, but he's not my favorite because my husband is a worship leader, and I'm married to him, so he's actually my favorite. We have been married for 28 years this August, which is great. Yes, please clap for that. It's been a lot of work, and so I appreciate the applause. I got married when I was 7. So you can do the math there. We have a 21-year-old and a 23-year-old, and they are, we're kind of empty nesters, but our kids are artists, so they'll be back around a lot. I'm fully sure of that, and it's awesome. I'm cool with it. And like Aaron said, I helped plant Mission. It'll be 14 years this September, which is crazy. It's been one of the best adventures of our life. I'm super grateful. And it's really fun to get to come to be at a place like Hope because it feels like home away from home. because I know the heart here is so similar to our heart. They're even driving in and seeing the sign, no perfect people allowed. I'm like, whew, good. I love that because I'm not perfect, and it's great to know that that's welcome here. I love that this is a church for people who don't like church and people who do. I love that. This is where you can believe, you can belong before you believe. There's no question off limits. Every person is welcome, accepted, and valued, and this is where people find hope and help in Jesus. And man, I love that. And so if you're here today and you're new to this and you're like, I don't even know how I got here this morning. I can't believe I walked into the middle school. I thought there was going to be a show. I thought it was going to be Wicked or something that they do on this stage a lot. But then you're like, oh, it's church. Well, maybe I'll stay. Like, if that's how you got here today, you're meant to be here. There's a purpose for you being here today. I believe God has a word for you. He wants to speak to you at some point this morning. So be watching for what he wants to say. Because this is a safe place for you to come, to wrestle, to be as you are, come as you are. And so however you got here, wherever you are today, I believe that God has a plan to meet you right there. So you're in the right place. We've been in this series at Hope that we've been talking about different psalms in the Bible, and I love that because I am surrounded, like I said, by artists and musicians, so I love a good song. And one of my favorite psalms of all time is David's 23rd one, where he talks about a good shepherd. And I also won a speech competition in 3rd grade reciting this. Most kids were like doing cool stuff like sports, and I was doing speech competitions, so do with that what you will, okay? But I love this passage, and I've had it memorized ever since, and it's one of my go-to passages when I'm really spinning out, when I'm really needing to be anchored into who God is. This is the one I go to, and it's, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And I love that David is encouraging us and reminding us that God is a great leader, that he is with us, that he is preparing good things for us, that he fills us up, that he dwells with us. He is a great leader for us. And I resonate with this because I get lost a lot. I don't know about anybody else directionally challenged in the room. Anybody? Okay. In fact, I am so directionally challenged that when my husband and I go somewhere, if he's ever wondering, which way to go, which way to turn, he asks me, and then he does the opposite, and it's right 100% of the time. So it's probably what has made us live and be married so long, because we are both right. We're both right in this situation, and then we both get a win. So basically, the secret to a happy marriage is to know your spouse's weaknesses and make them your strengths. That's what TD has done, which is great. But I get lost a lot, metaphorically and literally. So learning to trust God as my leader, learning to trust him as one of the ways he's often described in Scripture, as a shepherd. And this was a cool picture for people in the Bible because they were very familiar with this idea of a shepherd. That's why it's used all over the Old Testament and all over the New Testament to describe how it looks when we interact with God. And it's a really cool image if we understand it. But I personally am not a shepherd. Any shepherds in the room? Anybody? No, I figured. Okay. Every once in a while, there's somebody that, takes their goats to walk on the Ventura Pier. So I know there are shepherds around here, but most of us are not familiar with what that looks like, all right? Well, anyone who work with kids, okay? Any parents, teachers, coaches, bosses, people who aren't bosses but know more about your job than your boss? Anybody? Okay, you might know what it's like to be a shepherd. Any animal lovers in the room? You love animals? Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, so you might know what it's like to be a shepherd. Anybody have a dog? Dogs in the room? Okay, you might know what it's like to be a shepherd. Anybody have a cat? You don't know anything about what it's like to be a shepherd, okay? Don't even try. Yeah. I don't know much about what it's like being an actual shepherd or having sheep, but in reading this passage, I'm so moved by this picture And it reminds me a lot about what I've been learning when we have been trying to train our dogs. I brought a picture of, I said I was an empty nester, but I'm not really, because these are our two children, Buckley and Scout. They are way more work than our actual children ever were, for sure. Actually, that's not entirely true. These costumes are actually personified for their personalities. Scout, our lab, is an angel, a queen, a princess, and Buckley is a dragon, demon, really challenging dog. I have a great relationship with both of them. I love them very much. My whole world revolves around them, but I'm pretty sure that Buckley is a narcissist, okay? I don't know if you've ever had a beagle, but they are something else, okay? And here's the thing. This is what happened with Buckley, okay? Because he's an awesome dog. He's super smart. He's really fun, and he's actually quite snuggly and great. But what happened is me. Well, because, raising a dog is really a lot more to do with the owner than the dog, okay? I didn't know this, but it's a true thing. And so we got Buckley when he was a puppy during COVID, as you do. And we had another dog, a lab, not this one. We had this other lab for 17 years. He was the coolest. And so when we got Buckley, he was just a puppy, and we brought him home, and I don't know if you know this, but dogs are like pack animals. So the first thing they do is they figure out who's in charge, who the alpha is, they attune to that personality, and they become like that other dog, right? So luckily, Buckley attuned to our dog Baxter, who was blind and deaf and really just super chill. And so Buckley's like, this is what we do. We just lay around and we don't worry about anything. People will be like, oh, you have a beagle, it probably barks all the time. And I was like, you know what? I've never heard it. We must be great dog owners because our dog never barks. But really, he was just like, somebody would walk by and he'd be like, should we bark that? And Baxter's like, so he's like, oh, I guess not. We're cool. So he had tuned off of him. So he was like a really well-behaved dog until Baxter passed away. And then Buckley had to decide who he was going to attune to in the family. And unfortunately, he chose me. And the problem with that is I kind of run on a high anxiety level a lot of times, just naturally. I have to really work it. I'm bringing it down. Well, so Buckley attuned to me, and then we were both a mess because then I was trying to attune to him, and he's like looking at somebody walking across the street, and I'm like, what do we do? And he's like, I don't know, what do we do? And I was like, I don't know. And then he starts barking, so the dog barks all the time now, right? So we had to get some help. So we hired this, well, we did a internet hire. So it was like Doggy Dan. Anybody ever heard of Doggy Dan? It's this amazing guy who is like dog whisperer, like super cool. I don't know, he's from Australia, so he has a cool accent, so everything he says sounds really smart. And so we trusted him. And anyway, he was right because it was really cool. What he did with dogs was incredible. And he had all these stories of being able to walk into situations where the dogs were going nuts, where they were completely misbehaving, just super bad dogs. And he would walk in, and it was actually, the problem was that the dog didn't know who the leader was. And he didn't know who to attune to. And so when he would come into the room, the dog would immediately recognize he was the leader, and he would attune to him, and he could help his behavior. And one of the coolest stories about that Doggy Dan had was he walked in, and this woman had this German Shepherd. And this German Shepherd, she had never seen it sleep. It was always awake, always vigilant, always protecting, always on guard. And she'd literally never seen it sleep. And Doggy Dan walked in, so he was like, talking to the dog or whatever, and as soon as he was there for 5 minutes, the dog fell asleep. And she just started to cry, and she's like, I've just never seen him do that before. But what happened for this dog in this moment is he recognized he could set his anxiety aside. He could set his vigilance aside, his protection aside, because he trusted the leader. He was attuned to this new person who was calm, who was a calming presence, who wasn't anxious and wasn't worried about a thing. And it's kind of this cool picture for me as I think about what it looks like to follow a shepherd. Because the key to success for this dog training is they recognize that the leader is in charge, so they don't have to be. So they can calm down and feel safe because they trust the one who is in control. And this is what it could be for us. This is the invitation for us as we follow this good shepherd. We recognize he's in charge, so we don't have to be. So we can calm down and we can feel safe because we can trust the one who is in control. He's a great leader. We have a really good shepherd. And all of Psalm 23 has this beautiful imagery to understand what this looks like. But today, we are going to literally look at one verse, one sentence that has taught me so much about what it's like to be invited by this good shepherd to be led. And this one sentence I want to look at is this little one in the middle that says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This first sentence from this verse says a lot. I love that it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now, maybe you've heard this phrase before, and maybe the only time that you've heard it was you thought it was lyrics to Gangster's Paradise. You know, you're like, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my... Okay. All right, well, now you're going to have that song in your head for the rest of the day, sorry. But it's actually from the Bible. And I just want to recognize that many of you in here today may feel like you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Like, it may really feel like that for you, like that you are walking through something like this picture, like darkness all around you. Like you can't see where you're going. You have no idea why you've been led to this place. And we may have heard this phrase before, walking through this valley is no joke. And I want to recognize some of the valleys that might be in the room today. Like for some of you in here, I know what it feels like to used to love your life, and now you're full of dread. And every morning when you wake up, you want to feel happy, you want to feel excited, but you feel like there's like this heavy blanket on you and you can't lift it. And you walk into your spaces and what used to be easy is now hard. And you're trying to figure out why things feel so dark. Maybe for you, you've lost someone you've loved, you've lost a job you loved, you can't figure out which way you're supposed to go, what your direction is supposed to be. And you just feel like it's so dark out here, so lonely. Like you could be surrounded by 1,000 people and be the loneliest person in the room. And maybe for some of you in here, you feel a lot of confusion over someone that you have lost too soon. Like maybe you're in the middle of a season of grief, of loss of a marriage or a job or a person that you just couldn't imagine life without, and here you are. And it just feels dark. Maybe you've experienced failure or isolation or grief, or you've watched someone suffer. Maybe it's a financial hardship that you cannot figure out how to get unstuck, and you just don't know how you ended up here, and it just feels like you are in the valley of the shadow of death. And I imagine there's a whole lot more than I even mentioned, a whole lot more stories in this room, and I just want to know, I want you to know today, like, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. But I think there's some little tiny things in this one sentence that can bring us some hope. And first of all, first one is this word through. That even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I just want to remind us today that the good shepherd walks his sheep through. Like, we don't stay here. This is not a dead end. You won't be here forever. As I learned about why the shepherd would do this, it was so fascinating to me. Because what is kind of interesting about a valley in the shadow of death is that that's actually where all the water runs down and pools. And some of the best grass is able to be grown there. Some of the most nurturing grass is down there. And it's important for the shepherd to walk the sheep through that so that they can have access to those specific nutrients that are only found in the grass, in the bottom of the valley. And I think that's why God does that for us too. Why sometimes we walk through that valley is because there are things down there in the valley that we cannot get another way. There are things for the wholeness and the health of our soul that are down in these low places that even though we have no idea why he's walking us through them, that when we get to the other side, we will understand why. And we will have new nourishment, new things to pull from, new things to help us. You know, I think sometimes we think following Jesus hopefully looks like, you know, this like get out of hard stuff free card. Like, please don't make me have to go through anything hard. But it's actually not the way it is. And it's not what Jesus promised. He actually said, in this world, you will have trouble. But take heart, I've overcome the world. So he doesn't leave us there. But he doesn't promise that we won't have it. When it comes, we know that we can follow the one who knows the way through. He's a great leader. We have a good shepherd. He will not leave you. Wherever you are, he is walking you through. The other thing I want us to see is that when things get hard, he gets personal. Let's look at how David starts off this song. He says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And then he says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. But right when it gets hard, right when it turns into the valley of the shadow of the death, David uses a word that gets personal. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. He changes it from he to you. And this is no accident. This is a poem. This is a song. Every word is intentional. He is shifting this to remind us that when it gets hard, he gets personal. And it's in the deep valleys that we have a personal connection and experience with God. And the truth is, most of us would rather skip it. We would just be like, hey, can you just airlift us up on out of here? Can we just skip this right on over? Can we get to the good part already? Because walking through it is really hard. But there must be some reason, there must be something quite extraordinary that gets developed in us, and the reason why God would take us through it. There's a really cool story in John 3 that I just find fascinating. It's the story of when Jesus raises his friend Lazarus from the dead, and maybe you've heard it before, but it's this really cool picture for us. What happens is basically these sisters who are best friends of Jesus have this brother named Lazarus, and they send word for Jesus, and they say, hey, he's really sick. He is at the end. And most friends, when they hear, my friend is really sick, it's time to come say goodbye, they drop everything and they go say goodbye. And so you would think that Jesus, being who he is, and that he's pretty cool and really nice, that he would drop everything and go say goodbye. But instead, he waits 3 days. And Lazarus dies in the midst of those 3 days. And so all of his disciples and the sisters are super confused. They're like, why didn't you come when we said to come? Why did you wait 3 days? And Jesus makes it really clear as he sets out on this journey to go back after 3 days, after Lazarus is dead, he makes it really clear to them, I'm doing this so that you can see the glory of God be fulfilled. Which doesn't make any sense to them, and they're like, okay, whatever. But as soon as the sisters greet him, they run up to him, and they say, if you would have been here, this wouldn't have happened. And again, he tells them, I did this so that you could see the glory of God. But what is incredible to me, what is so fascinating to me about this story is that we know that Jesus knows that he is walking back there to raise Lazarus from the dead. It's really clear that he's about to show them the greatest miracle they have ever seen. He knows it is going to be so good. But you know what he does? When the sisters come out and they tell him that Lazarus is dead, it's the shortest verse in the Bible. Maybe you've memorized it. Jesus wept. And my question is, why? Why would he stop and cry? Why would he stop there with the sisters and cry? He knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. Let's just get to the good part already. Let's just skip over the crying. Get to the miracle already. That's what you came here to do. That's what you know you are about to do. Why wait? Why go through all of this? Why not just head back and heal him earlier? Why does everybody have to grieve? Why does he do this? And then I just wonder that maybe there is something so significant for us in the process of the through part that he doesn't let us get out of it. That maybe there's something so amazingly significant about him being willing to sit with us in our pain, in our troubles, in our fears, in our grief, that allows us to experience him in such a tender and beautiful way that something in us changes and something in us deeply connects with him. There is something in the through part that makes him go, it's going to be worth it, but I am going to be here with you now in it. I will get you through. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a super cool miracle. Just wait till you see what I'm going to do. Even if it's not on this side of heaven, we are going to have this incredible miracle that makes everything right. Everything that we are waiting through is going to be part of his plan. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a miracle. But when we are in the middle of it, you need to know today, he stops and he waits with you and he holds there and he cries with you and he feels with you. There's something beautiful about him walking us through it because it's personal. It's personal because he's a great leader. We have a good shepherd. And even when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we don't have to fear evil, For you are with me. The dark valleys are coming. And maybe for you, you're in the middle of it. But he is with you. You know, sheep often get a bad reputation for being dumb, which I think is hilarious because we're compared to sheep all throughout the whole Bible. It's like, well, you're kind of like a sheep, you know. But the truth is, sheep aren't actually dumb. They're just incredibly nearsighted. Like, they can only see what is right in front of their face. You ever been there? Like, we can only see what's right in front of our face. We can't see what our good shepherd can see. We can't see the future like he can. But he is with us. And he says he is even with us to the very end of the age. He is taking us through. And I think it's interesting that David says that he uses in this season, in the darkness, in the valley, that he uses his rod and staff to comfort. A rod and staff, they comfort me, he says. I have this picture of this shepherd with a rod and a staff to kind of give us a visual of what this actually looked like for a shepherd at the time. And it's this really cool kind of like club thing and then this little hook staff. So that's the rod and the staff. And it's, when I look at that, you know, it's not exactly what would appear comfortable to me. Like, that doesn't look very comforting. Like, you basically have a bat. Like, this is basically like a CrossFit workout, okay? Like, this is not comfort. Like, comfort is like slippers, you know, even cozier, like slippers made of sheep, okay? Like, even comfier, like slippers made of sheep with a wool blanket. Like, if we're going to use the sheep metaphor, like, let's actually talk about something comfortable, right? But it's a rod and a staff. They bring me comfort. That's really weird to me. So I had to like dig in and go, why? Why would he use the word comfort? And what would a rod and staff have to do with comfort? And there's some really cool pictures about it. First of all, the rod is a weapon for protection. It was literally every shepherd, it would be like crafted to their right hand. It was an extension of authority. So when you had a shepherd over sheep, that sheep could be comforted because he knew he was protected. He knew he was safe because the shepherd was a great leader. And so we can look at that and go like, yeah, even when sometimes we read his words or we memorize it and we put scripture in practice and it's so counterculture and it'll feel so different than everything else in the world, we're like, I don't know, that actually makes me uncomfortable. But the truth is what it is doing is providing safety, it's providing protection, and it's leading us this different way because he's a good shepherd. He's a great leader. And then the staff, this could also be used for as a weapon, but basically the main thing it was used for was direction. The sheep don't use GPS, okay? They need to actually stay close to the shepherd. The shepherd knows where he's going, and so how they do that is they stay close to him. And the shepherd like sings over them. There's a beautiful verse in Zephaniah that says that he rejoices over us with singing, like God rejoices over us with singing. So if you want to know what it's like to be led by a good shepherd, you listen for him singing over you, delighting in you. You follow your joys. You stay close to the shepherd so his voice is right here. And so that way you know which way to go. And the shepherd always leads from the front. Like, one really cool thing about sheep is that you can't lead them from behind. Like, he's walking ahead of you. He's going before you. He's not pushing you from behind. Not to use another dog analogy today, but I am. Have you ever tried to teach a dog to go through a doggy door? I had a friend who tried to teach his dog to do that from behind, and he pushed the dog through, and only thing he got was 4 bites on his arm and a dog that wouldn't go through the doggy door, you know. Contrast that to my 82-year-old dad who tried to teach his Golden to go through the doggy door by going through it first. He got stuck. No, I'm just kidding. He's out now. But anyway, the dog learned, but my dad still has to go through it first. That's kind of what Jesus does for us. He's like, let me pave the way for you. Let me walk in front of you. Stay close to me. Hear me singing over you, and you're going to know my voice. It says in Isaiah 30, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. And there's a lot of comfort in knowing that you don't always have to know what the next step is. But he does, because he's a good leader. We have a good shepherd. I also love that the staff was used to rescue. I pull the sheep in close, like that little crook is literally to like lift them up and pull them in. I love that he does that with us. But I think one of my favorite uses for the staff that truly does bring me great comfort, that I could see why David would use this, is that at the end of the day, when they were done grazing, when they were done walking, and they were all coming back into the sheepfold, when they walk through the doors, what the shepherd actually does with the staff is he counts each and every sheep. And when he's counting them, he pulls their wool back to see if there are any wounds, to see if the sheep has been hurt, to see if there's anything that needs to be addressed or healed, to see if there's anything that needs attention. And I got to tell you, that brings me a ton of comfort. To know that we serve a good shepherd who knows what our world is like, and that we're out in it, and it's hard, and it's dark, and it doesn't always go the way we planned. And there's loss, and there's grief, and there's pain, and there's confusion, and our world can be super messy and broken. But we have a shepherd that when we come into the fold, when we walk in through these doors, when we walk into his presence, when we make ourselves available to him, what he does is he peels back the wool. He pulls it back, and he says, you don't have to hide from me. You can be real with me. You can let me see. Let's look at your wounds together, and let me show you how I might want to heal you, how I might want to make you whole. This staff of this good shepherd, I can see why David would use it as something that would bring comfort, and why he would give God permission in Psalm 139 to say, search me and know me, O God, test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any wicked way in me and lead me in the way everlasting, because he is a safe place to go, because he pulls back the wool and he sees what's really happening within us, because he's a great leader and a good shepherd, and that brings us comfort. And I think that's the invitation for all of us today. I just wonder what it would look like for you if you admitted that maybe you're not the best at leading your life. And maybe the anxiety and the chaos that is produced in your own soul is because you forgot who is in charge. And you forgot to recognize that he's actually the one in control. And that he will lead you through. And that he will never leave you or forsake you. And that you can walk through the valley and not even be afraid, because it's personal. And you can know that his rod and his staff will protect and direct you, and you can comfort him because he is a great leader and a good shepherd. My invitation for you today is to think of one step you can take to let yourself trust him a little bit more, to attune to the true leader, to the one who actually is in control, and allow him to meet you in that place, to calm your anxiety and to set you free. And so today what I want to do is I just want to take a second to pray over you and give you an opportunity to have some space with him. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to ask you to just close your eyes and be still. And as you do that, I'm just going to walk you through a prayer of release to the leader. And the option of this for us in our own hearts is really just to sit here and focus in on this good shepherd, this great leader who wants to allow you to attune to him. Because here's the thing. We come into this space and we are worried about all kinds of things. We're worried about our future. We're worried about the world. We're worried about the chaos that we see. We're worried about what we're supposed to do about it. But he's not worried about a thing. Can we attune to that? We come into this space and we grieve and we hurt and we have real wounds underneath our wool. But our good shepherd, our good leader, he wants to heal. He wants to make you whole. He wants to sit with you in it. He is not going to push you through it. He is right here. Healing, holding, waiting, grieving, loving. Can you let him in? Can you attune to his peace in the midst of your chaos? Can you change your proximity to him to hear his voice, to hear him sing over you. We come into this space today, maybe confused about our identity, about who we are, about what we bring, about what we do, about what our future is, and are we doing enough, and are we in the right place, and what should our career be, and what should we be doing? Can you attune to the God who created the sun and the moon and the stars, who knows you and called you by name and knows every hair on your head? And can you trust him that he will lead your life if you let him? And can you let go of control? Can we begin in this moment to realize that he is actually the one in charge, so we don't have to be? And can we tune into what that might mean for us in this space? What does it look like to take one step closer? I'm going to read this prayer over you today. It's one of my favorites from a guy named Thomas Merton. He says, "My Lord God, I have no idea where I am going. I do not see the road ahead of me. I cannot know for certain where it will end. Nor do I really know myself, and the fact that I think I am following your will does not mean that I'm actually doing so, but I believe that the desire to please you does in fact please you. And I hope I have that desire in all that I'm doing. And I hope that I will never do anything apart from that desire. And I know that if I do this, you will lead me by the right road, though I may know nothing about it. Therefore, I will trust you always. Though I may seem to be lost in the shadow of death, I will not fear, for you are ever with me, and you will never leave me to face my perils alone." God, I just thank you that that is the way that you lead us. You're a good leader, and you're a great shepherd. Thank you for the way you guide our lives. Teach us, God, how to tune into your voice, how to know you, how to follow you, how to direct ourselves to attuning to you so that we don't have to be worried because you're not. God, guide us in this place, in this moment, in this time, so that when we walk out of here, we look at our life different and we operate from a different place, free of oppression, free of fear, free of worry, trusting our good shepherd to lead the way, even through the valley of the shadow of death. God, we love you and we praise you for who you are. Thank you for being that kind of God and that kind of shepherd. In Jesus' name, amen.
It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives within me. Christ who lives within me. You stand to your feet up and sing this. From beginning to the end, you deserve the glory. You deserve the glory. It's no longer I who live, Christ who lives within me. Christ who lives within me. From beginning to the end, you deserve the glory. You deserve the glory. You are God, for the great I am. Breath of the life I breathe you. Even in the fire, I'm alive in you. You are strong in my brokenness, sovereign over every step. Even in the fire, I'm alive. Once again, singing you are God, you're the breath of breath. Sing even in the fire, I'm alive in you. You are strong. Hey, say even in the fire, I'm alive. I'm alive in you. We are alive in you. Thank you for worshiping us today. Thank you, Lord.
one more time for being here today and her incredible gift, her incredible message. Well, hey, giving is a big heartbeat of this church, and each week we have a chance to grow in our generosity. So when you're ready to give here, there are a few different ways you can. There's a box in the back, cash or check. There's also online, missioncitysb.com/give. There's an app that we have as well. And a number of things happen when you give here. You're able to make Sunday service happen. You're able for us to contribute to our community and the world. But most importantly, it's our opportunity to trust God with the resources that He's given us. And the best thing I ever did was to understand He gave me skills to do a job that I earn money from, and I can glorify Him with that and give it right back to Him and give it right back to His kingdom, because I trust that He knows exactly what to do with it in ways that I could never dream of on my own. So that's a big part of what we are about around here. And again, Santa Barbara's motto is nobody rides for free. But we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for being here and making us a part of your Sunday. Stick around, head outside. There's some refreshments, coffee and whatnot. Meet someone you didn't know or come here with today, and have a great rest of your week.